appear on you. What the fuck? I can't show that. Let's see here. Yo, I got 60 subs, bro. Thank you. Thank you all. How the hell did that happen?
This isn't the only thing that's banned in California. So we have the Rolex of the AK world. This is the SIG 556. This is the swap model. It's got the 10-inch barrel with the quad rail that is super wobbly. We have a 2-position adjustable gas valve here. You got the Jaguar silencers, sick nasty. This is their long version with the built-in heat shield. This originally came as a pistol, but I went ahead and sourced this very expensive folding stock for it. Internally, this is pretty similar to the AK platform. You have a long stroke.
Wow. So why did you not then just close the door when you saw a dude charging at you like that?
Today we're gonna be making beats you guys sent me, okay?
Quality video captured by a cameraman has drawn serious attention from the paranormal community. The footage was reportedly recorded back in 2008 in Mexico, when a man was outside playing with his son in a field near their home. What should have been a simple family video, just the two of them kicking a ball around, suddenly turned into something far more unsettling when the boy noticed something strange lurking behind his father.
¿Cuál, güey?
¿Eso no sabes lo que pasó?
No mames, no sé, güey, a ver, vamos a ver.
Pues sí, pero ya nos cayó el duende.
Ah, ¿cuál duende? No mames, aquí ha de estar escondido, a ver. No me agarres de la playera, güey, no te asustes. No mames, güey, ¿qué era esa madre? No mames, güey.
The man quickly turns to see what his son is pointing at and spots what appears to be a figure watching them from a distance. But then, things get even stranger. As the figure moves away, it seems to slip behind a low wall and somehow reappear, almost as if it vanished and came back into view unnaturally. Furious and confused, the man rushes over to check behind the wall himself, only to find nothing there. No person. No hiding place. No clear explanation for where the figure could have gone. Since then, the footage has pulled in more than 1 million views, with many viewers convinced the man accidentally captured a real ghost on camera that day. But even with the terrible quality of the video, what do you think was really standing out there? Let me know. On February 26th, a home security camera captured something deeply unsettling outside a house on a quiet residential street in Ohio, USA. The neighborhood sits near a large wooded area, so the people living there are already used to strange noises in the night and the occasional animal darting through the darkness. But what this camera recorded that night did not look normal, and it did not seem easy to explain.
Oh my God! What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God! What is that?
Something suddenly shoots past the camera at an almost impossible speed. So fast, it is barely visible in real time. But when the footage is slowed down, the shape becomes slightly clearer. A dark figure, or mass, moving through the frame with incredible speed. Beyond that, it is difficult to tell exactly what it is, and what makes the clip even creepier is that it was reportedly captured on 2 separate cameras at 2 different houses, which means this was not just some random glitch from a single security system. Some viewers believe it could have been a bird flying past the lens, but others point out that the speed looks almost unnatural, far faster than what you would expect from anything ordinary. Because of that, many people believe the footage may have captured something paranormal. But what do you think? Was it something explainable, or something that was never meant to be seen?
Oh my God! What is...
On April 1st, 2026, a man named Ryan was inside his shed, sorting through old tools for a yard sale, trying to get rid of items that had been left behind by the previous owners, years earlier. While doing that, he suddenly started hearing strange noises coming from the attic above him. Ryan says he had never really gone up there before. He only used the shed for basic storage and had never had a reason to check the extra space. But after the sounds continued, he finally turned on the lights and looked up. And what happened next made the whole situation feel instantly wrong.
Light on? Listen to this. Listen to this. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Is anybody up here? Is anybody up here? Oh my God. Is anybody up here? Is anybody up here?
What the fuck?
Is anybody up here? Is anybody up here?
A creepy face appears to be hiding at the far end of the attic, barely visible in the darkness, slowly moving. Ryan says he did not notice the face at the time and only spotted it later while reviewing the footage. Even so, something else in that moment had already disturbed him. A trash can, moving on its own inside the shed. Shaken by what he had seen, Ryan installed a doorbell camera to monitor the area. And then, about a week later, that camera captured something even more unsettling. Something can be seen hiding outside, slowly creeping closer toward his house. Then, the very next night, Ryan is jolted awake around 5 a.m., as if whatever had been lingering near the shed had strange noises in the shed was beginning to feel far more personal. Ever since all of this began, Ryan says he keeps catching himself unconsciously staring out toward the shed for long stretches of time, almost as if he is being drawn to it. The next morning, he goes to church with his wife, hoping for a normal break from the fear. But while they are away, he starts receiving notifications from the camera, and what it shows is horror. He starts receiving notifications from the camera, and what it shows is horrifying.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? Don't tell me somebody's gonna come down from that fucking... No. A balloon? No, dude. Shout out to at Corpus Ryan. This shit is creepy, bro. What the fuck?
After seeing the chaos unfolding inside the attic shed, Ryan rushes home. He is clearly shaken by everything that has happened, but despite that, he forces himself to go up there and see for himself what or who might be causing it.
I'm actually scared to go in here, seriously. Like, I just got home and I saw this shit happen in my shed, man. Like, man, this is crazy. I'm scared to seriously go in here. So either I'm gonna call the police because there's somebody up here, or I don't. Hey, there's got to be someone up here. You know what? Hey, there's someone up here. Hey, who's up here? Come on, I'm turning this camera on. I gotta start. Dang it, Hey, who's up here? Who's up here? Come on, I'm not playing around. Who's up here? Hello? Hey, who is up here? Hello? There's nobody up here. Let me start another video. I have boxes, wood. I mean, this stuff is old, bro. What is this? Rebuild, 2001, 2013. 2013. This sounds like what must have fell over. I mean, this is crazy. Uh-oh, what is this? Uh-oh. What's this? Mr. and Mrs. Ronald J. Oh, whoa. I don't even know if I want to be touching that. I don't watch. What is this? Oh, it's a shot glass. You guys saw up there. There's nothing up there. Okay, look, if you lived in this house, would you even walk up there for a second? I have no reason to. There's nothing up there that I need. And I know I saw this when I looked up there. It looked like a pulley system. So whoever was here must have put stuff in here and pulled it up. That's what that must have been. And that thing completely disconnected. That was tied. Look, I saw it because it was tied around this thing right here.
Once inside the attic, Ryan finds no one there. Only old tools, forgotten belongings, and an item bearing the names Mr. and Mrs. Ronald, the previous owners, and reportedly the first people who owned and helped design the property before Ryan's family moved in. Aside from that, he finds multiple items knocked onto the floor, as if something had been rummaging through the space. Ryan has no clear explanation for any of it, but he now suspects the activity could be tied to the spirits of the former owners, especially since everything seemed to start after he planned to sell those old tools from the shed. So the question is, was this some kind of haunting connected to Mr. Ronald and his family?
Good damn.
Ronald and his family? Or is something else entirely hiding on that property? One family says everything started after they casually decided to mess with a Ouija board. What seemed harmless in the moment soon became the beginning of a disturbing string of events inside their home. Since then, the atmosphere in the house has felt off, heavy, wrong. And if you ask the wife why she is always cleaning, rearranging things, and trying to keep every corner in order, it is not just a habit. It is her way of coping with whatever unsettling presence they now believe.
Hell no. Stop with me. Stop with me right now. What the Davey!
Mikhail Kalashnikov.
Leave us alone!
In the footage, a bottle sitting on the table suddenly drops to the floor, but not in a way that looks accidental. It appears to lift first, and then fall. Almost immediately after, a loud banging noise erupts from the direction of the door. Then the door closes on its own, and moments later, a bowl resting on the table begins to slide, before finally falling as well. Cases like this are exactly why Ouija boards remain tied to so many paranormal stories. Many believe they are not just games, but tools of communication. Tools that can open the door to something unseen, if used carelessly. And now, this family is left trying to live around activity they cannot explain, clinging to routine, while sharing their terrifying experience in the hope that someone, somewhere, recognizes what they are dealing with. For now, though, whatever is inside that house remains a mystery. A woman named Tay was on a short getaway with her boyfriend, staying at Hotel Marmont in Santa Barbara, California. On their very first night there, Tay was fast asleep, when she suddenly woke to the sound of a voice speaking right beside her ear, close enough to feel personal. In that moment, her boyfriend came into the room, so she assumed the voice had been his, and tried to brush it off. But before long, the entire experience became far harder to explain, and far more disturbing.
So I was staying at the Hotel Marmonte in Santa Barbara, and my boyfriend and I had really weird experiences last night. And I'm going to try to speed run this, but basically mine was kind of weird. His was really weird. So mine was basically that I was in a dead sleep, and I woke up because I heard someone talking, and it sounded like they were either right by my ear or on speakerphone somewhere near my head. And then I heard my boyfriend come back in the room, like the door closed. I was like, oh, okay, he's on a phone call. And I chose to disregard it and fall back asleep. So this morning I mentioned it, and he's like, no, I didn't take any phone calls last night. Like, I don't know. I just kind of figured because he's a firefighter, his crew's up at all hours of the night. It could be anything, anyone, whatever. He goes, no, but I did leave the room to go down to the lobby, so you probably heard me come back. And I said, why'd you go to the lobby? He goes, because I was really freaked out, and I wanted to know if anyone's had a similar experience to me. I said, what happened? And he proceeds to tell me how all night he was having this really vivid dream where he was floating above his body, watching himself and me sleep. Just a full out-of-body experience. And no matter where he tried to go in the room while he was having this out-of-body experience, he kept getting dragged to one particular point in the room. And that point was the foot of the bed right in front of me. Just watching us. He couldn't go anywhere else. He tried to. He just got pulled back. And then suddenly he got yanked out of this really deep sleep because the lights in the room were flickering on and off. And they were not like dials or faders. They were on and off switches. And they were in the off position flickering to on. And that really freaked him out. So he turned off the lights, but he felt so unsettled that he decided to take a picture. And I'll put up the picture at the very end, but it's this really weird, unsettling, shadowy figure. And I won't try to skew anybody's opinion one way or another, but it definitely has features, in my opinion. So take a look and tell me what you think, because I have to sleep here one more night and I don't want to cry myself to sleep.
Whoa, what's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina can't code. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice. So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch. I gotta make corn. All right, just built an inventory tracker. Protein calculator. Let's share an app. A workflow manager that
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
trash duty schedule. Since no one seems to care. I just created a goal tracking system.
We built the same thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Can this thing manage content?
Is this octave compliant?
I want to animate this graph.
And so take a look and tell me what you think, because I have to sleep here one more night and I don't want to cry myself to sleep.
Not long after Tay woke to that strange voice, her boyfriend went through something terrifying of his own while asleep. What he later described as an out-of-body experience. He said he felt himself moving around the room, but every time he tried to get away, something kept dragging him back toward the foot of the bed. Then he suddenly woke up and noticed the lights flickering on and off. Unnerved by the atmosphere, he took a photo, and that is where things take an even darker turn. In the image, a large shadow figure appears to be standing right at the foot of the bed, the exact same place he said he kept being pulled toward. What makes the case even creepier is that both of them had separate paranormal experiences that night, without knowing what had happened to the other until later. After comparing what they went through, they became convinced that something in that room was trying to pull them out of their bodies and possibly take their place. Some believe astral projection can leave a person vulnerable to other entities. But as always, I will let you decide what really happened there. A group of friends decided to sneak into the Congress Plaza Hotel in downtown Chicago and explore the building for themselves. The location already carries a dark reputation, and with good reason. Originally built for the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition, the hotel has a long and unsettling history. It has hosted multiple U.S. presidents and even served.
Sorry guys, I'll be right back. I got to hold the storage element up. I just gotta wait until it numbs
As a
up.
US Army training school during World War II. So from the moment they stepped inside, the place already carried that heavy, haunted atmosphere. And almost immediately after entering, something unexpected happened.
Alright, I found this really old bathroom. Is anyone here with us?
I've never seen this.
Do you want me to hear?
I'm taking a picture of it.
Yeah, dude. Is anyone here with us?
Hi everyone! Now it's time for a special segment for our wonderful sponsor, Irium! If you've never heard of Irium before, it's a super amazing platform where you can go live as your VTuber self and stream to your fans in real time. And when I say real time, I mean it. Irium has virtually zero latency, so chatting and reacting to your audience feels
Or struggling.
This is so creepy, dude. Like, this wallpaper must be from, like, the 1940s. Like, no one's washed their hands in here since, like, the 50s. Like, why is there a wine glass here? Is anyone here with us?
They barely make it very far before a security guard catches them. At that point, you would expect the whole night to end right there. But instead of throwing them out, the guard does something far more surprising. He actually decides to give them a tour of the building.
We got busted.
I found out about a doubleganger and her two kids. I found an article from the
Yeah, I've never been here either. Now we're getting the grand tour now, dude.
I think there. I think the shadows just cheating.
We're getting the grand tour, dude.
Great. That is so scary.
Show yourself. Yo.
One was
Oh my goodness. What? Alright. Thank you so much, man. I feel special. Good.
Yes. Roosevelt.
Wow. The Congress Plaza. Yeah, this is like a fancy. Oh my goodness, dude. Wow. What the heck? Thank you. Thank you so much, man. This means a lot. That's so beautiful. Wow. This whole room is a goddamn work of art. Right? Yeah, this looks like the Kremlin or something. I'm sorry, I'm swearing so much. Whoa, man.
During the search itself, they do not manage to capture anything paranormal on camera. But the night still takes a creepy turn when the security guard guard shows them footage and images he had already collected while monitoring the hotel's CCTV system over time. And according to him, some of what he had seen inside that building
How long does
was
a
difficult to
facehugger live
explain.
with the embryo in
Take a look.
before it
Oh,
dies?
see this? Dude,
That's a shadow.
dude, what the heck?
That's
Oh my god.
such a good photo.
Whoa, that's like blending in with the heartbeat.
No, like with
I
the
caught a
embryo
shadow on
still
Thursday.
in the facehugger
Oh
itself.
man,
Wow!
You know,
that's weird, dude.
without
is so
putting the
cool.
embryo in
Which room is
anybody.
this?
That's like
Is this like a
bar.
barn?
Dude.
I've been coming here all day.
Yeah, sorry.
Found a hallway that we've never.
The guard shows them two separate images of a figure caught on camera, and in both, it appears strangely transparent, almost blending into the background, like it is only partially there. For the friends, that was enough to reinforce what so many people already believe about the Congress Plaza Hotel, that with its long, unsettling history, the place could very well be haunted. But as always, the final judgment is yours.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Ooh, we might play some more Thunder, by the way.
Got some damage to take. Sound good. Slow it down, please. Got it down, maybe. Okay, we've got to move. Those torpedoes coming in. Oh! Okay, we've got to go back. We've got to pull back. Pull back. Those might be enough to knock us down. Awesome.
A man named Marvin is walking home after a late-night event, around 12 a.m., somewhere in Santa Cruz. As he records the street, showing how strangely bright and empty everything looks at that hour, something suddenly catches him completely off guard.
¿Qué onda, amigos? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bueno, quería compartir con ustedes cómo se ve Santa Cruz Porrillo a las 12 de la noche. Comentarles que ahorita vengo yo de una cobertura de un trabajo y quería mostrarles acá un video de cómo se ve Santa Cruz en la noche. Escucho algo ahí feo. Un caballo escucho por aquí. Ey. Un caballo. Escucha. Aquí lo escucho ahora. Ay, aquí asustan en Santa Cruz. Ey, aquí asustan en Santa Cruz. Bueno, yo me voy mejor para el lado. Pues yo dije que asustan en Santa Cruz. Asustan en Santa Cruz. No salga. Bueno, cuya. Oigan, que asustan. Oigan los chuchos.
As Marvin keeps walking down the road, a strange sound suddenly breaks the silence. Something that sounds eerily like horse hooves striking the pavement. And whatever is making that sound seems to be getting closer. But when he turns the camera and scans the street, there is nothing there. No person, no horse, no clear source for the sound at all. And then, just as the noise grows even louder, the dogs in the area begin howling and barking all at once, as if they are reacting to something Marvin cannot see. Marvin still has no real explanation for what happened that night. But what do you think was following him through that empty street? Let me know. An urban explorer steps into an abandoned house expecting the usual silence, decay, illness that clings to places forgotten for years. But what his camera captures inside turns the entire experience into something far more disturbing than he ever expected.
Bro, wait. All this time you can get rewards just for searching? I didn't even believe it at first, so I tried it, and I literally just redeemed mine. Let me show you. Download the Bing app, sign in, and search like usual. You'll see a little coin pop up in the bottom right. Back on the home screen, tap the rewards card to check your points. Then redeem when you've got enough. Gift cards, sweepstakes entries, or donations. Search more, earn more. Give it a try today.
Disturbing than he ever expected.
Hola? ¿Qué? Niño, ¿qué chucha fue?
Inside the house, he spots what appears to be a child moving around, casually playing with a ball. And that alone is deeply unsettling, because a moment like that should not exist in a place showing no signs of life, no electricity, no activity, no evidence that anyone has been living there at all. And even if you set the paranormal aside for a second, the situation is still horrifying on its own, because seeing a child inside a deserted house immediately raises questions with no easy answers. Where did the child come from? How are they surviving there? And why are they alone, inside a structure that looks completely abandoned? Naturally, the explorer begins searching the area, checking rooms, corners, and every place the child could have gone. But there is nothing there. No trace. No explanation. And then, after leaving the house, something appears again.
¿Calicito? No, que yo sepa nadie tiene llaves acá. Y esto está abandonado. ¿Esa silla estaba ahí? No me di cuenta de la silla, general. No, hemos bajado y no había ni una silla. Ay, Alexito. Uy, qué verga era eso. Uy, mano. Uy. Hermano, había una cabeza peluda. Ten cuidado. Déjalo aquí, a ver, déjalo aquí de nuevo. Déjalo ahí. Había una cabeza peluda allá, Alexito. Hola, buenas noches. Buenas noches. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Alexito, ¿aquí cuidan?
This time, a figure briefly peeks out. Only part of it is visible, but there is no mistaking that something is there. And what makes this entire encounter even more disturbing is the condition of the street itself. It seems that several houses in that area have been abandoned, each one empty, each one silent, but maybe not completely without presence. At that point, it stops feeling like one isolated, creepy moment and starts feeling like a pattern, almost as if every house on that street is holding on to its own unexplained secret, something hidden just out of sight, but close enough to be noticed. And when you look at it that way, it becomes easier to understand why no one lives there anymore. Because even without clear answers, the atmosphere alone feels wrong enough to drive people away. The explorer says he plans to contact former residents, hoping to uncover what may have happened inside those homes, and whether there is some dark history behind what he experienced. But for now, the footage leaves behind more questions than answers. Was that really a child? Or was it something else? And casually showing off his football skills while a friend records him. At first, nothing feels unusual. No tension, no warning, just a normal moment between friends. But if you pay close attention, there is something deeply unsettling hidden in the background. Something that appears so briefly, it would be easy to miss. Watch carefully. Did you see it? Look again. As the young man kicks the ball, the camera briefly swings toward a nearby bridge, and for that same spot just seconds later, she is gone. No downtime, no obvious place for anyone to hide. Viewers were quick to point out how unnaturally still the figure looked and how impossibly fast it seemed to vanish. Whether this was a real ghost caught on camera or just a disturbing coincidence is impossible to say for sure. But what do you think this frightening footage really captured? This scary video was filmed at Pithurska Castle, a historic place feared not only for its striking old architecture, but for the chilling paranormal legends that have clung to it for decades. Built back in the 17th century, the castle has long been tied to reports of haunting activity. Visitors and locals have described unexplained footsteps echoing through the halls, sudden freezing cold spots, and terrifying sightings of a ghostly woman dressed completely in white. According to local legend, that presence may be tied to tragic events buried deep in the castle's past, as if some dark part of its history never truly left. In this footage, a man and his friends decide to explore the castle for themselves, hoping to uncover something real. But as they move through the building, they begin to feel something deeply unsettling, the constant sense that someone is moving through the rooms with them. And instead of brushing it off, they decide to test that fear. Once outside, they set up their camera to capture a clear view of the castle's windows, and what they record is hard to ignore.
Нравится кирпич? Красота. Супер. Что классная архитектура. Ух, нифига себе. Андриана! Андриана!
Angel... Goblin? Interesting. I am picking Goblin. Let me do some serious character customization. Perfect. Let's enter the game. Wait, where is everyone? Why did they all run away? No one wants to team up with me? Fine then. I will level up on my own. Even if goblins look a bit different, their combat talent is no joke. Soloing a boss is only a matter of time. I really want to see who still dares to look down on goblins now.
Someone order a college degree program? There's a college in there? Hey, I just deliver life upgrades. So sign here.
Okay, what did I order? Campus. This is nice. I didn't know enrolling at campus came with perks like this.
Okay, campus.edu, I see you. Free laptop, fresh swag. This isn't just a college, this is a whole vibe.
And look at this. Campus's business professors also teach at top-ranked universities like Princeton and Stanford. And
Most of their business students haven't had to pay a dime in out-of-pocket tuition costs. Ready to unbox your future? Just apply today for free at campus.edu.
In the footage, a white figure can be seen moving past one of the castle windows. It is brief, but disturbing enough to leave a lasting impression. After the video was shared online, other people who had visited the castle began coming forward with their own creepy experiences. Stories of seeing similar ghostly figures, hearing strange, unexplained noises, and feeling an overwhelming paranormal presence while inside. So if you have ever visited this haunted place, let me know what you experienced in the comments. In this scary video, a man decides to finally document the terrifying paranormal activity that seems to follow him whenever he stays late at work alone. And what makes it even more unsettling is the pattern behind it. According to him, nothing ever happens during the day. Not when the office is busy. Not when people are talking. Not when noise fills the building and every room feels alive. It only begins after everyone leaves, when the office turns silent, empty, and still. On some nights, he hears faint tapping sounds coming from somewhere inside the office. Soft little knocks, like fingers lightly tapping against wood in the dark. And little by little, the feeling grows worse, because it no longer feels like he is alone in that building. It feels like something is standing just out of sight, watching him.
masuk, udah main pintu. Tutup lagi nyamuknya. Ngapain? Ya Allah, pakai pisang aja lah.
Then, the door slowly begins to creak open on its own, inch by inch, with no one there to touch it. And what happens next is even more disturbing. A face suddenly appears, not far away, not hidden somewhere down the hallway, right there. Moments like this are what make haunting footage so terrifying, because they suggest that whatever is causing the activity is not some distant presence drifting through the building. It is inside the room, moving through his space, close enough to see him, and maybe waiting for him to notice. While checking security camera footage from his workplace, a man named Kyle noticed something strange happening inside the kitchen. One of his employees was simply walking through the room, doing nothing unusual, when suddenly they reacted as if someone had reached out and touched them. The disturbing part, there was no one there.
That's paranormal activity happened up here the other night, and I think I got something on tape. Let's check this out. Here comes my boy. Something's gonna push him on his left shoulder. Whoa. It was quick. Might not have seen it, but he's freaking out over here. He asked my buddy if there's something on him, an insect or something. No. So I felt like something just pushed me, but he told me. So, he's blown away. So we're gonna run this back a little bit. There we go. Now let's roll this frame by frame. See him walking. Alright, so coming up here, look over his left shoulder. There's going to be an orb, a cloud, so to speak, right here. Okay? Over his shoulder. Now, I'm going to go to the next frame, and you can see that there's something over his shoulder. Next frame, it's gone. Frame after, he's looking back for it. What the hell was that? So now, just for fun, since I've showed you the breakdown, we're going to go back and we're going to watch it in fast motion one more time. And let's look. Let's see if we can find it. There it comes. Orb. Oh man, crazy.
Stuck on the melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope. They make it much easier for us to either get inspiration or to help us when we just can't find that right element. Let me show you guys how this thing works. I made a really quick beat, but it doesn't sound finished, and that's where co-producer will come in to help you out. Load co-producer up just like that. Play the beat so it can capture the sound. It will go through the full library of all the output sounds and give you suggestions on what you need to add to your track. I'm thinking of having some really lush pads. Find samples. I actually like this one right here. Drag and drop this. And went ahead and picked some sounds that could work for our track. We need something else in there. Deep synth bass. Swing that into the track. If you think co-producer is right for you, go ahead and click the link and get co-producer today. Let's go ahead and play back the beat and see what we came up with using co-producer. Peace out.
As the exact instant it disappears, he turns around, clearly expecting to find someone standing right behind him. But no one is there. No co-worker, no shadow, no one close enough to have touched him at all. So what exactly did he feel in that moment? And more importantly, what or who reached out to touch him? This creepy video comes from a woman who collects haunted dolls, and what she captures here is enough to make even long-time paranormal viewers deeply uncomfortable. At first, it feels impossible. The kind of moment that makes you instantly stop, rewind, and watch again. Because whatever happens here should not be happening at all. So watch this carefully. At first, most people will jump to the usual explanations. Faulty wiring, hidden batteries, some kind of internal mechanism. But the moment you look closer and realize there are no batteries inside, the entire thing starts to feel far more disturbing. Many collectors who deal with haunted objects believe certain items can become vessels for paranormal energy, and dolls are often seen as some of the most terrifying of all. Because unlike ordinary objects, they have faces, eyes, human-like features. The kind of form that, according to supernatural belief, could make it easier for something unseen to attach itself, to watch, and even respond. Some collectors claim their dolls changed position, made sounds on their own, or appeared in places where they were never left. And that is exactly why so many people find them so terrifying. There is something deeply wrong about an object that looks human, but clearly is not alive. Something that can sit motionless for years, and then suddenly move when no one is anywhere near it. It creates the awful feeling that it is no longer just an object, but something aware, something present in the room. And moments like this only make that fear stronger, because if there really were no batteries inside, then what exactly made it move? For now, this creepy mystery remains completely unsolved. This creepy video was caught on a family security camera, while the wife was casually filming, completely unaware that something disturbing was happening just behind her. This is the same family we talked about before, the one whose paranormal nightmare seemed to begin after they used a Ouija board as a joke, never believing anything real would follow them home. But ever since that night, the atmosphere inside the house has felt wrong. Doors slam on their own, crosses hanging on the walls shift for no clear reason, and the frightening activity has not slowed down. If anything, it has only gotten worse. Then one night, while she is recording, something happens that makes the haunting feel even more real.
These targets begin to help. It's not Soviet destroyer, so yeah, we can underneath the gun in front, there should be a nice bit of ammo. Oh, there we go. There you go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that ammo is out. I think they just ran aground. Oh, yeah, they just ran aground.
He's just run aground.
Dear. What? Poor little guy.
Poor guy. He's just got the right way to the guy stuck.
Do you bully into this?
I don't know.
I think you did.
So Mora just fell asleep in her little walker thing, her little jumper, and she looks so peaceful. I don't even want to move her, but it's bedtime, so I'm gonna have to get her out there so I can put her in her crib. But look how cute she looks snuggle with her little blanket. What was that? Ew.
unsettling part of all. A growling sound. Low, unnatural, and completely out of place. Like something unseen is right there in the room, close enough to hear, but not close enough to see. For her, this terrifying moment seems to confirm the fear she has been trying to push away, that whatever entered their home may not be a harmless spirit at all. Her husband still wants to believe it could be some restless ghost, simply trying to get attention, but she is no longer so sure. Because paranormal activity like this often follows a pattern, and whatever made that sound did not feel passive. What makes the situation even more disturbing is what they were later told after asking for help. If this is truly an attachment, then leaving the house may not end it, because whatever is haunting them may not be connected to the house at all. It may be connected to them, and now they are trapped with a terrifying choice. Try to cleanse the house, run from it, or face the possibility that this is something they may never escape. So what would you do? Nate, a man whose life has grown more disturbing with each passing day, ever since he unknowingly brought something home from the cemetery where he works. At first, it did not seem serious. Just small things, easy to dismiss, easy to explain away. But over the past few weeks, that presence has turned his house into a place where he no longer feels safe. Nate began noticing that sharp objects, especially knives, would mysteriously go missing. Then later, they would turn up in places where he knows he never left them. And worse, they did not look dropped. They looked placed, almost as if something inside that house was carefully positioning them, one by one. Then one morning, he finally captures one of those terrifying moments on camera.
Alright guys, so I was just upstairs changing and I heard a loud ass crash down here. The dog ran down. She was in the kitchen getting water and she booked into here from the kitchen, so I'm guessing I just felt a breath on me. So I'm guessing it came from the kitchen. I don't see anything. Back door's locked. Let's see. No. 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 What is that? What is that in? Oh, that's stock in there. Holy sh... That door's locked. That door's locked.
What makes this paranormal footage even more unsettling is what happens when Nate tries to get closer. If you listen carefully, there seems to be a whisper. Some viewers believe they can hear the words, "I'm gonna get you." Others are not completely sure, but either way, whatever is heard does not sound friendly. After that, the fear surrounding his situation only grows. A lot of people begin telling him to try a different approach, something often suggested in hauntings like this, the ignoring method. He is advised to give whatever is inside the house as little attention as possible, hoping it will weaken, lose interest, or stop feeding off his reaction. So Nate gives it a try. But later, while explaining how that strategy has been going, something happens again.
So, I have been doing my best. I have been taking a conscious effort to
ignore
Playing Delta Force right now, guys.
things when they start happening around the house. I will admit it's hard when they're happening like right in front of me, 5 feet away from me. I do take a second to just try to catch myself before I react. I have been working with, I have twins coming in September, so my main goal is to clear whatever energy or whatever it is in the house. I want it doing my best to clear it out because I want to bring my twins home into a safe, loving environment where they don't have to worry about stuff like that. So any suggestions on what I could do to rid my house of this activity would be greatly appreciated. So if we can how do you ignore that? How do you ignore that?
Another knife. This time, it is standing upright, stuck directly into the middle of the floor, in a way that feels impossible to explain normally. And if that was not disturbing enough, there is something else in the footage. A glowing light orb moving across the floor, almost as if it is circling that exact same spot, like it is connected to whatever is happening there. And that raises a deeply unsettling possibility. Whatever is inside Nate's house may not just be moving objects. It may be revealing itself in pieces. Because if something can manipulate knives like that, if it can whisper, then this may be an intelligent haunting. Something aware, something reactive, and something capable of becoming much more dangerous. And that leaves behind one terrifying question. When you are dealing with something you cannot see and cannot fully understand, is confronting it really a good idea? You decide. This creepy video was recorded by a mother who had started feeling something she could not explain. A sudden, crushing wave of anxiety hitting her out of nowhere while she was home alone with her baby. At first, there was no sound, no movement, nothing obvious at all. Just that heavy, instinctive feeling that something was wrong. On this particular day, it was only her and her son in the house. They were sitting together peacefully, watching a movie, and for a moment, everything felt completely normal. Until one small detail caught her attention. The bathroom door. The last time she had noticed it, it had only been slightly open. Now, it was standing wide open. That quiet little change was enough to send a chill through her, and instead of ignoring it, she grabbed her phone and started recording. Watch closely.
Please go away. Please go away. You're not wanted. Go away. Whatever you are, go away.
Oh, I know what to take.
so scared right now. Please go away. Spooky? Spook? Moo?
At first, nothing unusual seems to stand out. Everything looks still, ordinary. But later, when she reviews the footage, she notices something deeply disturbing that she completely missed in the moment. Right near the bathroom entrance, a dark, shadow-like figure appears for just a brief second, moving so quickly that it is easy to miss unless you are really paying attention. And that is exactly what makes it so unnerving. Some believe this could be a shadow entity, the kind of paranormal presence often described as appearing in quick, fleeting movements, especially when someone already feels that intense sense of dread. But whether this was truly a ghostly figure caught on camera, or something else entirely, I'll leave that to you.
Hey guys, so if you haven't heard, you can actually earn points just by searching on Bing. I just redeemed mine for Robux. Here's how you can too. Download the Bing app and sign in. Do a few searches, then tap the little coin that pops up in the bottom right to open rewards and see your points. Once you've got enough, redeem for gift cards, sweepstakes entries, or donations. Super simple. Search, earn, redeem.
Welcome to Scary Camp, where every shadow hides a story, every sound somehow is there. Moments that blur the line between fear and the paranormal. So turn off the lights and step into the horror. A man was driving home from work late one night when a powerful storm forced him to stay inside his car for a while before going in. Rain pounded the neighborhood. Darkness swallowed the street, and for a moment, everything outside felt distant, cold, and wrong. So he sat there, waiting for the weather to ease, until something outside suddenly caught his attention. On the roof of his neighbor's house, he noticed a tall, shadowy figure moving in the storm. Disturbed by what he was seeing, he immediately pulled out his phone and started recording.
What the hell?
The shape looked almost human, but there was something deeply wrong about it. It appeared far taller than any normal person should be, and whatever it was, it did not look like a decoration or a statue, because near the beginning of the video, it can be seen moving slightly. According to the man, the figure was completely dark, completely featureless, just a towering silhouette standing against the stormy night. But what makes the encounter even more unsettling is what happened the next morning. When daylight came, the figure was gone, with exactly was standing on that roof, in the middle of the storm, that night? This creepy clip taps into one of the oldest and most unsettling human fears. The moment your own home stops feeling safe. A place that should feel familiar, private, and completely under your control, suddenly feels like it belongs to something else. In this case, a man is simply returning to his apartment one evening, expecting nothing more than an ordinary night. But before he even reaches the door, he glances up toward his bedroom window and sees something staring straight back at him.
I'm outside of my apartment building, and there's something watching me from my window. Hold up. I don't know what or who that is, but it keeps watching me, following me. Oh my God. Okay. And as soon as I run back upstairs, it's gonna disappear.
Oh, we got that reggaeton. Today, we're gonna be making beats you guys send me, okay? So let's go.
Shinji, please do my beat.
Oh, is that your homework? Yo, I see Loki cooking though. Hold on. Oh, we got that reggaeton. Hold on, John. Let me help. I want some background vocals. Oh! If you like co-producer and finding samples that fit your song, make sure to check out the link in the description. You can try it for free. Let's go. I kind of just want some like reggaeton fillers, you know. This one. Okay, before. After. Coding is changing, and it's changing for the better, and it's because coding agents are getting so good. They're getting smarter, they're getting faster, and so that's why we're excited to announce CREED0III. It's a home for your agent, and it combines the power of a professional development environment, language servers, files, remote SSH, with all of the models, and the ability to run as many agents as you want, anywhere.
You have all of your agents in one place. Local and cloud are really, really seamless. You can pull an agent locally, you can iterate with it, and then zap it back up into the cloud when you want to let it work on its own.
We're excited to build toward a world where agents really feel like colleagues, and where you can build anything you like on a computer instantly.
Sorry, I'm playing Delta Force Operations right now, so I can't really do anything with that. I'm sorry, man.
What do you want?
In the footage, a strange figure can be seen standing at the window. And what makes it so disturbing is not just where it is, but how clearly defined it appears. Some viewers were quick to suggest that it might just be clothing, maybe a shirt, or fabric hanging in a way that creates the illusion of a person. But the longer you watch, the harder that explanation becomes to accept. The shape does not hang like fabric. It seems to hold a form, a presence. And near the end of the clip, there appears to be a subtle movement, one that makes the entire moment even more unsettling. Some believe whatever was standing at that window may have been there far longer than he realized, blending into the room unnoticed, until the exact moment it chose to be seen. But until more is revealed, this creepy encounter remains unsolved. In the following terrifying clip, a woman is home alone when something suddenly goes wrong.
Go down, huh,
Without
boys?
warning, her fire alarm erupts.
119, how'd you go down?
On March 6th, 2026, a deadly tornado tore through parts of the United States. In the aftermath, intense lightning struck nearby, triggering a sudden power outage in her area. And almost instantly after the strike, the fire alarm begins blaring, turning an already chaotic night
That's what you wanted.
into something
Flash,
even
I got
more
it, flash.
unnerving.
Welcome. I left their stuff in there. I'm only taking their ID tags.
Shaken and confused, she gets up immediately to make sure her dogs are safe. But as she moves through the house, she realizes something even stranger. Only certain parts of the home have lost power, while others are still working. Not knowing whether the house is still safe, she calls the fire department, asking them to inspect the property and determine if the areas with electricity can still be used. After checking the breaker box, the firefighters tell her the electrical issue should likely be repairable soon. But while waiting, Destiny decides to review the CCTV footage from the exact moment the lightning struck, hoping to understand what happened. Instead, she notices something utterly horrifying. Watch closely.
I'm out of inventory space, so I can't do anything anymore.
So watch in this right corner. Right when the lightning strikes. There. What is that? 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 What is that?
For just a split second, during the lightning flash, the camera captures a dark figure on all fours, directly in front of the door. It only appears for a few frames, but long enough to make one thing clear. Something is there. Whatever it was leaves Destiny deeply disturbed. So later, she checks more security footage from the time the firefighters were inside the house. And once again, she captures something chilling. Destiny had placed candles around the house for light, and in one clip, a candle suddenly goes out on its own. At that exact moment, a large shadow seems to rush past the area. Even stranger, one of the firefighters appears to notice something near the candle and looks directly toward it. He later says that for a brief moment, he thought he saw a figure sitting on the sofa. After hearing that, they continue checking the rest of the footage, and what they find only makes the night feel even more disturbing.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one, to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality, right now.
sofa's backrest suddenly pushes outward and returns to normal, as if something had just stood up. Moments later, the shape slowly sinks inward again, as though whatever was there sat back down. And this was not the only time it happened. In another moment, just as a firefighter shines his light toward the sofa, the backrest presses inward again, as if something unseen is reacting to the beam. On both occasions, the movement happens right after light is directed at that exact spot. And that is what makes this footage so unsettling. Just as the lightning flash seemed to reveal the figure near the door, could the same thing have later been sitting on the sofa? And if so, did whatever appeared that night somehow enter the house when the storm hit? Like so many creepy videos caught on camera, this one remains unexplained. This terrifying footage comes from a woman named Lauren, who says the paranormal activity inside her home has been getting worse over time. What began as small, easy-to-dismiss moments has slowly turned into something that feels deliberate, almost intelligent. Before this particular night, Lauren had already documented several deeply unsettling incidents. She found strange footprints on her floors, footprints that matched no one in the house. Smaller than an adult's, oddly formed, as if whatever made them had only partially taken shape. Then she began noticing figures slipping through the edge of her vision, never fully visible, always just beyond direct sight, enough to make her question herself, until it kept happening again and again. And then there were the voices. At first, they were faint, almost blending into the background. But over time, they became clear enough for her to know one thing. They were not coming from outside, and not from anyone else in the house. She also says objects have shifted on their own, doors have creaked open after being shut, and small items have fallen with no visible cause. On their own, each of those moments might be easy to explain away, but together, they start to feel like pieces of something much darker. Then one night, just as Lauren was getting ready for bed, she heard the noises again. And this time, instead of ignoring them, she grabbed her phone and started recording.
Go upstairs and check something because I just heard a noise.
sounds disturbingly like children playing. And that is exactly what makes the footage so unnerving, because there are no children there. In paranormal cases, childlike voices are sometimes linked to what investigators call mimic entities, presences that imitate innocence to seem harmless before the activity becomes far more intense. Others believe sounds like these could be part of a residual haunting, as if fragments of the past have somehow been imprinted into the house and are replaying themselves like an old recording. passive. It does not feel residual, it feels aware. So for now, she continues documenting everything, hoping that eventually she will understand what is sharing that house with her. Until then,
Sometimes life can be a little messy, but with next-gen Nuvella Performance Fabric at Ashley, we've got your whole home covered, so you can get back to what you love, messes and all.
Sorry.
a woman named Sarah Serendipity posted a video to her TikTok account on March 12th, 2026, describing a moment that left her deeply shaken. The kind of moment that makes a house stop feeling safe. According to Sarah, one night she was overwhelmed by a powerful feeling that she was being watched. Not casually, not irrationally, but in that unmistakable, skin-crawling way that makes the air around you feel wrong. Unable to ignore it, she pulled out her phone and started recording, hoping that if something was really there, she might finally catch proof. And it did not take long for that feeling to be validated.
What is that? What the f is that? What the f? What the f is that? It fucking looks like a hand. A freaking face. Like 2 hands and a face. What the f is this? What the f?
As you can see, what look like handprints, and even the impression of a face, suddenly begin to appear on the window. The marks look pressed into the glass, as if something had been standing right there, only inches away, watching from the other side. And that is what makes this so disturbing. It does not feel random. It looks shaped, intentional, almost like a presence revealing itself in the only way it can, by leaving behind traces of where it had been. Of course, there could be a more ordinary explanation. Residue, condensation, or oils on the glass can sometimes make old prints appear under the right temperature or lighting. But even with that possibility, the timing is what makes this moment so hard to shake. Because feeling watched, then seeing something appear that seems to confirm it, is exactly the kind of paranormal experience that stays with you long after the room goes quiet again. A man named Jorge has been dealing for some time with recurring shadow figures, and a series of deeply unsettling events that at first seemed tied only to the space around him. Objects shifting slightly out of place, brief dark shapes appearing at the edge of his vision, and that constant feeling that he was never truly alone. But what made the situation even more disturbing was a moment he could not explain afterward. A stretch of time where he began acting in ways he would later have no memory of, behavior others described as completely unlike him, and that left him relying on his own security footage, trying to understand what had happened, as if there were moments when he was physically there, but no longer fully in control. And now, this is what he
shit! Oh no, somebody's there. Oi. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, I answer every demon. I command everything to leave the house right now. I command in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, leave the house now. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, I ask you to leave this house now. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You are not welcome in this home. You are not welcome in this home. This is the house of... There's those doors slamming and people screaming. At first, the door slams. Then, almost immediately, Jorge feels something move past him. And that is where cases like this stop feeling like a simple haunting and start feeling much more dangerous. Because when the activity shifts from strange movement in the environment to something that seems to affect a person directly, their body, their awareness, their sense of control, many believe it may point to something far darker. Something attached, something that is no longer staying in the background. Others believe shadow-like movement, especially when it appears fast, deliberate, and almost intelligent, can be linked to entities that never fully reveal themselves, but still have the power to influence both space and perception. For now, whatever Jorge is experiencing remains without a clear explanation and without resolution. But the pattern is becoming harder to ignore. And the more it escalates, when something on the security cameras suddenly this feels like something around him, and the more it feels like something already with him. On March 30th, 2026, a night janitor is working alone inside the building when something on the security cameras suddenly catches his attention. And whatever he sees leaves him instantly terrified. But as disturbing as that already is, it gets worse. Because not long after, he begins hearing knocking coming from the restroom area, loud enough, clear enough, and unnatural enough to make him arm himself before going to check. I know.
Give me an elf or a saint at least. Why am I a goblin? Fine. I'll just change my skin color. Wait, I can't? Okay, whatever. I'll just pick a random nation. Looks not bad though. I landed and instantly found a treasure chest. But, well, this outfit matches weird. Never mind. Hey, a cute girl. She must be an NPC. Hold on. Why is she attacking me? Goblin lives matter too. Whatever. A giant snake? Easy. And look at that. I got some apology gear out of it. Should be fine now, right? Another cute girl. This time she's... Nope, not again. I even accepted your quest. Why are you still attacking me?
A few moments later.
Getting smacked around the whole way makes me end up with a full set of god tier gear. Time to take down the Yamato no Orochi and get my revenge.
If you got hit, even if
if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking, riding a bike, or on a motorcycle, you may still qualify. Most people never check, and insurance companies are hoping you don't. So, don't skip this. Click the link and see what your case could be worth. People all over the country have already received checks for tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they did it without going to court. That's because there's money already set aside for accidents like these. For example, Stacy didn't think her accident was a big deal, but after checking, she ended up receiving $90,000.
Oh my god!
And if your accident wasn't your fault, you may be able to get money for time you missed at work, medical bills, pain and suffering, damage to your car, and you don't have to pay anything up front. You don't have to fight insurance companies, and you don't have to deal with lawyers trying to take advantage of you. Checking is easy. Just click the link and answer 5 quick questions. It takes about 30 seconds. Most people think, whatever the insurance company offers me is all I can get. That's not true. That's what Jessica thought too. The insurance company told her her injuries weren't worth much, even though her medical bills kept going up. Then she found auto relief assistance, and she ended up getting 5 times more than what the insurance company first offered. Her final settlement was $72,000.
We got a settlement for $72,000. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
If you're even a little curious what your accident could be worth, click the link and check. Here's what happens next. Within minutes, an accident analyst in your local area will call you directly to review your accident. They'll determine right then and there if you have a case. And if you do, they handle everything for you. No chasing paperwork, no arguing with insurance companies, no out-of-pocket costs. You just sit back and wait to get paid. Some cases can even settle in just a few short months.
Look what came in today, $72,000. You heard that right? That's literally life-changing money for me. Just to be clear, case evaluation. After I submitted, literally within 2 minutes, I was called by a case analyst in my area.
To see if your accident qualifies, click the link below and answer the 5 questions. Now, some people feel uncomfortable doing this. They don't want to cause problems. They worry it feels greedy. But this isn't about greed. If the accident wasn't your fault, you shouldn't be